What's going on, guys? Bankrupt Games here for Rage, and last episode we got quite a lot done and made our way all the way towards the end of the game. We've got one more story mission left, but before we do that we have got a side quest to do, and that will give us our last recipe as well. We will also pick up the last collector card we need for the Rage mini game, and we've got one more Easter egg room. Just pointing out something, after you do the mission for the Resistance to destroy the roadblock at the bridge, the Authority do sort of take over Subway Town. Everyone's hiding. I just think there needs to be more things like this throughout the game to really highlight how the wasteland sort of changes as you make your way through the game. There's things like this sort of show that did sort of consider it.
All this authority bullshit. Still goddamn much.
But I think they just needed to implement more of it. But I don't know if things were potentially cut because of budget or time. Yeah, I guess Sony, id Software knows. But this last mission we've got to do is nice and close, and unfortunately we're not going to use the Authority pulse cannon in this last mission. I'm going to save that for the last mission that we've got to do as part of the campaign. I'm going to switch back to using the nail gun just because it is a DLC weapon and we haven't seen that much of it. But as we make our way up this cave, the last collector card we need to get is just here. And last playthrough I didn't get all the collector cards, so that pops the achievement for us there. And this is another thing I think a lot of people took away from Rage, is this is the only side quest that takes place in an area that isn't involved with the campaign in any way, shape or form. So it is a little bit odd how there weren't more sort of side areas included in the game, considering it is an open world game. But again, things might have been cut because of budget or time, which is a shame because, like I've mentioned many times before, I do think the art direction is absolutely fantastic, and it potentially would have given the team at id a chance to sort of show that off a little bit more. It's pretty nice here that they do put a lot of grinder in the drawer for you, just in case you don't have the materials to build one. Quite a few items of loot in there, including a sentry turret. Will come in handy. You need to keep a lookout for where you activate the Easter egg room. I think that's the only place in the game as well where there's an item hidden in a crate. Which is a bit odd. So once you enter this room, these big tanks over here, you stay going up that ladder, which is the way to carry on. Fall down here, working our way around the back of these pipes. A little bit of miscellaneous loot, but there's also this handle here to interact with. That isn't obvious, you know, that it doesn't flash or anything like other items you can interact with. And that will open this door here. And this is the final Easter egg room, which is the id room. And it also has all the signatures of everyone that worked in the game. Some of them have little drawings with it as well, which is pretty cool. And you would normally get a trophy for entering that room as well. Definitely don't want to fall off these towers. It'll be a very bad day for us. I think even without the game's sort of ridiculous full damage, it'd be a bad day for us. here is the distillery room. I definitely recommend having some turrets before you turn on the distillery. No, I'm just gonna build a couple more just in case. Quite sure what the guy's aiming at. That music cue does let you know that we are pretty much finished. There might be a few more enemies that spawn. Majority of them are done. And that's the all-important side quest. I think overall it's quite a memorable side quest. You know, it's a unique location that you don't visit in the story, and quite a maze-like design. It's quite eerie, and then you have this cool sort of little defense section at the end, which is cool. So overall, considering it's the only side quest that takes place in its own area, it is pretty good. So it's a bit of a shame that there aren't more quests like this that take place in their own area. Like I said before, I think it'd be a really good chance for the art team at id to really show off what they can do. Because I think they absolutely smashed the art direction throughout most of the game, and it'd be good to give them a few more chances to do that. So now we just need to return to the guy back in Subway Town with a very questionable fashion sense. Yeah, he should give us a schematic as well.
Well done, my friend. With this blue shine, I'll make a fortune. They'll be selling my goods everywhere. As a reward for this most valuable help, I give you this. A recipe for you to make your own special Dietrich mixture. Keep that a secret, my friend. It is very valuable.
So that gives us the regenerative infusion, and it basically just increases your health regeneration rate. It is quite powerful though, and you have to use the blue shine in order to do it, along with Comet Bloom, which we picked him up near the Authority area. We just went in the mission where we destroyed the blockade, and then bandages as well. So some of those items are a bit more difficult to come across, but I do think you might be able to buy some
what you looking for?
in the shop. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can buy it in the shop, so it's not too bad. I'm just going to top up on ammo for the pulse cannon so we can use that next episode when we do the last mission.
Come back if you need anything.
Don't need to worry about ammo. But looking at how long this episode has been, before we do that, I'm going to head over to Quick Spa and start a fight.
I bet those bandit scumbags never knew what hit them. Great work, pal. Now get out there and rack me up some more kills.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, come over.
Hello there, stranger. I've got the best deck of cards in the wasteland. Care to challenge me?
And see if we can beat Teek's
So this
hardest
here
deck.
card game is an easy game to learn, but can take a lifetime to master. Okay, so here's how we play it. You start with your very own deck of cards. That's right, your deck. And from that deck, you pick the cards you think will be the best to play. Bit of chance, bit of strategy, but all good fun. Think your deck of cards can stack up against mine?
We actually haven't got enough money
Take care.
to face our hardest deck, so I'll go sell some items and yeah, meet you guys back here when we have enough money. That's quite funny.
Interested in playing a game of cards?
So I went back up to the shop and sold a bunch of ammo that we're not going to need because the next mission we're going to be doing is the last mission of the game. And I also looked up on the Steam community page a couple of decks that should be unbeatable, or the person that made the post says that they're unbeatable to
Win
beat
or lose,
Teek's
it's
hardest
all in
deck.
the way you play the game.
So we'll try that. And you'll notice that each deck has different properties. So you have range cards, have instant consumable cards, and then you also have cards that are part of like a group. So we have Ghost Clans cards here, and if you have more elite card in that group, like the leader or something like that, they'll give bonuses to other cards in that group that you draw. You also have healing cards. And then you have defense cards or vehicle cards, and basically it means if the other team has a range card, they have to attack this before they attack any of your other cards. So it can be useful throwing a couple of them in there. And some cards have a unique bonus, like Sally here. Their attack points are on the bottom left, their health points are on the bottom right, and then they have their point cost on the bottom there. So this is one of the decks that's mentioned on the community page, and even though we have more points, that is all it mentions. I do think though we are going to add a couple of cards as we can. As we get the giant mutant. Stick a vehicle card in there as well to help defend our guys. So that Dino Mutant did attack automatically. Our ranged cards as well can only attack enemies directly opposite them, but melee cards can select which opponent they attack. That is something that I did forget to mention. It seems like our shrouded minigun can select targets, which is quite handy. It has a arrow with dash lines in the card symbol there, so that's something to bear in mind. I thought it was only the melee cards that could select which card they go after.
Well played.
So, yeah, we managed to defeat Teak's hardest deck there with not too much difficulty. So that deck did seem to work out quite well for us. So, yeah, you can always go back in the video when we select our
I look
cards.
forward to seeing you again.
And it is a pretty decent way of
Here
earning
to
money.
challenge me?
So if that is a guaranteed way to win, you know, at least a deck with a similar setup to that, then it means if you're struggling for money at all, you can pull that out and play as much of the Rage Frenzy game as you want, and yeah, earn a lot of money that way. Before we move on to the next episode, I do just want to say, overall, I've really enjoyed my time with the game and really enjoyed replaying it. The gameplay still really stands up, and there's loads of feedback. You get good visual feedback, good audio feedback. The sound design's brilliant, and with the animation system the enemies have, even though it isn't perfect and it doesn't always work, a lot of the time that gives you a lot of good feedback as well. So the gameplay is definitely a standout feature. Art direction, as I've mentioned many times, is absolutely amazing, other than the fact that the game is occasionally let down quite a lot by the mega texture technology and how some textures have randomly low resolutions. So it'd be awesome if someone could do like a fan-made a mod like the fan-made Resident Evil 4 HD mod, where they go in, improve and redesign all the textures to sort of match vanilla textures as closely as they possibly can. That'd be awesome, but I doubt that's going to be happening because Rage doesn't have the biggest fan base from what I gather online. Because we are actually running through little hacks that not little hacks, but through some adjustments we've made to the ini files of the game, we are actually running the game's textures at a higher resolution than it allows you to, which does improve the overall quality of the game, but there are still some standout textures that are quite blurry. So that is a shame. That is something that does let the game down and doesn't let the art direction shine as much as it could do. But overall, replaying the game does make me feel like Rage was an incredibly missed opportunity for id Software. They're a fantastic design studio, and you can tell they can still make great games because of Doom and Doom Eternal. The Doom reboot, absolutely amazing game. Had a blast with that game when I played through it, and I think if they made the open world feel a little bit more lively and sort of evolve a little bit throughout the playthrough, and sort of made it feel like your actions had more of an input on the open world and the resistance, because like I said before, you come over to Subway Town, you only do a half dozen missions, most of which aren't even for the resistance, and then next thing you know, you're shipped off to Capital Prime to end the Authority. And I think the only other thing they could do to improve the game in terms of its gameplay is introduce a few more enemies and increase the enemy variety a little bit more, because the majority of enemies are club-like enemies that run at you. Obviously there's a slight variation on that with the mutants and the way they move differently from the sort of normal human targets, but they either have melee enemies that just run at you and try and hit you with clubs. The Ghosted Clan are a little bit agile as well, so they move a little bit differently than other melee characters. But you either have the melee characters or ranged targets that either have a pistol or an assault rifle that fire at you. Again, there is an exception to that with the Authority and the way they have the riot shield carrying enemies that work as a bit of mobile cover, so it allows it allows them and other Authority members to be very aggressive towards you, which is, like I said, a slight exception to the rule. But other than that, there's only really the heavy units, that either have the rocket launchers or miniguns, and those can be taken out quite easy with ammo types like Fat Mamas. So I think having a few enemy variations or enemies you have to take down in a specific way would really improve the gameplay. But other than that, I think the gameplay is fantastic, and id Software still champions that again with the Doom reboot. They really show that they can make a really fun game. Other than that, I think the soundtrack is a little bit forgetful, and I think again the Doom reboot with Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon also did the soundtrack for the Wolfenstein. Was it Wolfenstein: The New Order? I don't know if he did the new Colossus as well. So yeah, if it were in contact with people like that, they could have given Rage a really fantastic, really memorable soundtrack. But like I said, I do think it is a little bit lackluster. So overall, I have really enjoyed my time replaying through the game. I think it is fantastic, and yeah, it is a little bit dated in ways, and I think overall the balance needs a little bit of adjustment. But you can obviously select which difficulty you want to play on. But like I said, overall, I've really have enjoyed my time replaying the game, and I hope you guys have too. And taking a look back at this, I still feel like the game is very underrated. So yeah, hopefully this encourages a few more people to check the game out if they missed it first time round. But I'm going to wrap this episode up here. Just wanted to give a few of my thoughts on the game before we go over to Capital Prime and complete the last mission of the game. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode and enjoyed the series so far. If you have enjoyed the series, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and then that way you won't miss out on the ending. And yeah, like I said, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate having you guys here. But I'll catch you guys in the next episode.